Hey there, YouTube family. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the issues that shape our world, debunk myths, and uncover truths. Today, we're tackling a topic that's often misunderstood and surrounded by controversy: the population debate. You've likely heard the alarm bells about overpopulation, but what if I told you the real challenge might be the complete opposite? Yes, you heard it right. Today, we're exploring the phenomenon of population decline and why it might just be the biggest threat to humanity's future. Now, let's set the stage. Picture a nation where suddenly, the number of babies being born drops like a stone, while at the same time, more and more people decide to leave, seeking better prospects elsewhere. What are we left with? Economic instability, older generations struggling without enough support, and a society where progress grinds to a halt. It's a scenario that sounds like something out of a dystopian novel, but for many countries, this is becoming an all-too-real future. You might be scratching your head, thinking, but wait, isn't our planet under a lot of stress because of our growing numbers? Wouldn't fewer people mean less strain on our resources? It's a logical thought. After all, with the current environmental crises, from climate change to the depletion of natural resources, it seems intuitive that a smaller global population could be the solution. However, the truth is more nuanced. Earth has a bounty of resources, and while they are finite, the danger of running out imminently is not as immediate as some fear. The real heart of the issue lies in how these resources are consumed. The stark reality is that those in wealthier nations are using up far more than their fair share, exacerbating the environmental crises we face today. At a glance, the idea of a declining population appears to offer a silver lining. Less consumption, more resources to go around, and perhaps a chance for our planet to catch its breath. But as we peel back the layers, the reality is far more complex. To truly grasp the implications of population decline, we need to dive into its causes, the myriad problems it introduces, and which countries are most at risk. Across the globe, several countries are witnessing their populations shrink. And interestingly, even in nations where numbers are still growing, there's a noticeable shift towards stagnation on the horizon as birth rates begin to fall. This global trend towards smaller populations is largely attributed to changes in family planning. The past few decades have seen a significant shift, with many individuals choosing to have fewer children or opting to start their families later in life. But the story doesn't end with birth rates. Population decline can also occur even when births outnumber deaths. Take Venezuela, for example. Despite having a high birth rate, a significant portion of the population is emigrating due to economic hardship, seeking better opportunities abroad. And Venezuela isn't alone in this. Similar scenarios are playing out across the globe, where reduced birth rates combined with increased immigration are driving down populations. The impact of this demographic shift is profound and multifaceted. While there are certainly benefits, such as reduced pressure on natural resources and opportunities for ecosystems to recover, the drawbacks are significant. Economic turbulence, challenges in providing adequate support for the elderly, and a slowdown in societal progress are just the tip of the iceberg. As we venture further into this topic, we'll explore the consequences of shrinking population sizes and what they mean for our future. Alarmingly, many nations across Europe, Asia, and the Americas are facing the reality of this demographic shift. One of the most pressing concerns is the profound impact on economies. With fewer young people entering the job market, the workforce is diminishing year by year. This presents a critical challenge, as the gap left by retiring older generations becomes increasingly difficult to fill, leading to potential economic downturns. But the economic implications are just the beginning. A scarcity of workers for basic positions could spell disaster for businesses, placing enormous strain on the remaining workforce. Those still employed find themselves shouldering a greater burden, tasked with contributing more towards social services to ensure the aging population receives the care and support they need. Moreover, as the population ages, a notable economic challenge arises from decreased spending by retirees, further complicating the economic landscape. This trend is not just theoretical, it's already happening. For instance, Heilongjiang province in northeastern China faced a financial crisis in 2016 when it couldn't fund its pension system due to a continuous decline in population and a higher number of retirements compared to new workforce entrants. This scenario, a workforce insufficient to support the pension needs of the aging population, could become a global issue if current trends continue. The scarcity of young workers introduces additional challenges, particularly in labor markets. A deficit in affordable labor leads to rising wages due to heightened competition for employees. While this might seem beneficial initially, wage inflation can negatively impact the economy. Businesses faced with a shortage of young, unskilled workers for entry-level positions may relocate their operations to regions where labor is more affordable. This trend, increasingly observed in Europe and Japan, highlights a deeper issue: the absence of young individuals within the economy, who are crucial drivers of innovation and growth. The vitality and fresh perspectives of younger generations are the lifeblood of technological advancements and creative solutions. Their enthusiasm and new ideas challenge existing norms, fostering economic growth and innovation. However, as populations decrease, so does the pool of talented individuals ready to inject fresh ideas into the market, leading to a scarcity of individuals capable of driving meaningful progress. Moreover, a unique and somewhat surprising trend is emerging in countries facing population declines. The perception of governmental effectiveness varies among individuals, but for the younger demographic, the challenge of effecting change becomes increasingly pronounced. This situation is exacerbated by the dwindling population, reshaping political landscapes across many European nations and the United States. The demographic tilt towards older voters over younger ones results in a political majority that often leans towards more conservative preferences, not necessarily reflecting a nationwide shift towards conservatism but highlighting the larger electoral influence of older generations. This demographic trend poses significant challenges for the advancement of progressive policies, including efforts to tackle climate change, promote equality, and enhance social services. Beyond the economic and political spheres, population decline influences demographic patterns, particularly urbanization. Even as overall populations decrease, cities witness growth, driven by the continuous influx of people seeking opportunities, thereby altering the geographic and social fabric of countries. The attraction of cities, even in times of economic contraction, lies in their abundance of employment opportunities and prospects. This pull towards urban centers leads to the depopulation of rural areas, transforming vibrant communities into deserted landscapes. Schools, shops, and homes are left empty, and nature gradually reclaims these spaces. In places like Germany, efforts to repurpose these abandoned sites into parks and green areas offer a positive twist to the otherwise grim scenario of urban migration. However, this migration poses new challenges, as those relocating to cities increase the demand on urban infrastructure, housing, and services. Despite a nationwide decline in population, urban areas continue to swell, spotlighting the complex dynamics of population distribution and its impact on city planning and resource allocation. This dilemma presents a critical issue that governments need to urgently address. The shift towards urban living demands significant investment in essential public services like transportation, sanitation, and emergency response, predominantly funded by taxpayer money. However, as the workforce diminishes, so does the taxable income, complicating the financing of these crucial services. Compounding this issue, some countries are extending work life, compelling individuals to delay retirement. For instance, Germany has increased its retirement age to 67, with plans to raise it further to 69. This trend suggests that in nations grappling with population decline, individuals might find themselves in the workforce indefinitely. This scenario raises critical questions about which countries are most impacted by population decline and how this will influence future generations. Eastern Europe is projected to witness significant population decreases over the next 3 decades, due to factors such as living conditions and political unrest following the dissolution of the Soviet Union, leading to diminished birth rates and increased immigration. Bulgaria, for example, is expected to see its population drop by nearly a quarter by 2050. This dramatic decrease will have profound implications for the country's future, as the outward migration of its young and middle-aged workforce leaves behind an increasing proportion of elderly citizens, presenting long-term challenges for Bulgaria's social and economic structures. The situation in Bulgaria is not unique. Latvia and Ukraine face similar demographic challenges, with significant population declines anticipated due to low birth rates and immigration. These trends underscore the critical need for a stable workforce and consumer base to foster economic growth and the urgent need for countries to adapt their policies to address the implications of an aging population and shrinking labor force. In conclusion, as we navigate the complexities of population dynamics, it's clear that the challenges of population decline extend far beyond the immediate economic implications. They touch on innovation, political representation, urbanization, and the sustainability of social security systems. The solution to these challenges may lie in a multifaceted approach that includes encouraging immigration, investing in family support policies, and rethinking workforce development strategies. As we explore these solutions, it's crucial for countries to engage in a global dialogue, sharing insights and strategies to address the shared challenge of population decline and build a future that is resilient, inclusive, and sustainable.